Hello and welcome to AOH Digital Literacy for All, brought to you by MonTogo.net YouTube channel. My name is Dominique Adabi and I'm your host. The topic of our video today is how to create your own blog using Blogger. But before we start, I'd like to remind you, if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. In this video today, I'm going to show you step by step how we can use a Google Blogger platform online to create our own blog. Without further ado, I'm going to turn to my computer and start the presentation. Alright, I'm now in front of my computer. Before we start, allow me to open my notes here. Okay, in this video today we're going to learn how to create a blog using Blogger. So think of a blog as a newspaper that is online, and on this newspaper you can publish articles. So you can do it as like an individual or a group of people or even for a company. What is important is that so often you write an article which you can post on it, and that's what we call a blog post. So a blog is nothing other than a website designed to have like frequent updates in form of articles or newspaper articles. So that's what we call a blog, and in this video we're going to learn how we can use a platform called Google Blogger to create one. There are actually several platforms online that can help you create a blog, and one of them being WordPress. You probably heard of it. But in this video today, I'm going to choose to use a Google Blogger to show you how to create a blog. And why am I doing this? It's because Google Blogger is one of the easiest platform to use to create a blog. It's been around for quite some time now. I remember my first blog I created was back in 2004, and I used a Google Blogger to do it. So, and I checked it again recently and it's still fine. That's why I thought I should use it to show you how you can create your own blog using it. So in this video today, we are going to learn how to open an account on Google Blogger, and we'll pick a theme and we'll customize it. And then I'll show you how we can create pages, and then I will also show you how we can post articles. And when we finish that, I will show you how we can do the configuration of our website and have it available online. Okay, so before we go on, allow me to open one blog that I made so that you can have a better idea of what a blogs look like. So if I open my web browser here, and I have a blog called MonTogo.net, so let me access it. Okay, so that's the address of one of my blogs, blog.montogo.net. So I'm gonna send it. Okay, perfect. All right, it's in French, but allow me to translate it quickly in English. All right, so this is an example of a blog. Okay, so on our YouTube channel, every time I make a video, I take the time to write an article and add the video link also in it, and then share that article on this blog. So if you follow us on YouTube, you can also check out our blog here and then to see the update. So in this video today, we're going to create something like this, and you can post your own article on it. So what I call by article are those pages you see. Okay, so look at it like a newspaper. Okay, so you write it and then you publish it. Okay, so if you are already using Facebook and you create posts on your Facebook wall, you can definitely run a blog using Google Blogger. It's so simple. Okay, so this is an example, so you can check it out, and I'm hoping by the end of this video today you should be able to create something just like this. So I'm going to close it. All right, so in this video today I'm going to show you again how to open an account, choose a theme, personalize it, and set up pages, and write and publish articles, and do the configuration of our site. So to do it, I have prepared my test here, and I'm going to use an example of a restaurant. So we're going to have a blog on which we're going to be posting articles on how to make some special dishes. So the blog will be called Home Taste, and this is the description I have for my blog. So when I do it, I'll create a page and then I will copy this text and paste it in it. Okay, and then I also have 3 articles here. Then that's why you see here post 1, post 2, post 3. So I'm gonna set up the blog, and once I finish setting up the blog, I will come back to my note here, and then I'll copy this text and put it on the blog so that you can see how the whole process is done. Okay, all right, allow me to minimize my note here. Now we're going to go to blogger.com so that we can open the account. To do it, I'll use my web browser, and this time I'll use my Chrome web browser. Okay. All right, once my browser is open, in the address bar, I'm going to type blogger.com and send it. Okay, perfect. So this is the website we're going to use to create a blog. Okay, and again, it's called a blogger. So if you type in blogger.com, it will access this page, and from here, as I said, it's so easy to do. You just choose a theme and then you personalize it, and if you wish, you can also add a domain to your site and have it with it. If not, you can also use a subdomain. So don't worry about those details. As we are moving, I'm gonna explain all of them to you, and you should be able to do it on your own. Okay, so that's the platform. Once we have the platform open like this, to create our first blog is simple. We just go to this button here called create your blog. Okay, and then we will need to enter our Google account information. So if you're using a Chrome web browser like me and you have your account already attached to it, then you can go ahead and continue with it. If not, you will have to enter a username and a password. So Google Blogger works with your Google account. So if you're already using Gmail, or you have an account on YouTube, it means you're already using Google account. So you can use that same address to link it with your Blogger. Okay, so in my case here, I have a Google account attached to this web browser. If I go here, you see. So that address here is what is my Google account. So I can just go ahead and continue this video demonstration using my English demo account here. So I'll just click on it. Okay, then I will don't need this for now. Then I will enter my password. All right, and I go next. Not now. Perfect. All right, so we are inside our account. Allow me to increase the zoom of my screen here so that you can better see. I think this is good. All right, there is a notification here that I don't need, so I'm going to close it. Okay, perfect. So here I'm going to choose a name for my blog. So what name do I want my blog to have? So when someone look for us or access the website, what name do I want them to see? Okay, so for me it's simple. I'm just going to go back to my note here, and then I'll copy the blog title here, and that will also serve as the name of my blog. Okay, so I'm just copy it. Okay, and now just paste it here. So that's the name of our blog. Okay, home taste. All right, and then I go next. Okay, now I'm going to pick a URL for our blog, like the website address, so the address that people can type in the address bar here and access our blog. Okay, so it's simple. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'll just paste the name, but this time I will need to put everything in lower cases and also remove the space. So I have the same word here, like home taste, but without any space. So when I finish, hometaste.blogspot.com will be the URL of my website, or again my website address. So that's the address I can give to people, and they can type it in their address bar here in their web browser and access my website. Okay, so I'll make sure there is no space. Okay. So he search, and then he see that this name is not available. So that simply means someone already have a blog named hometaste.blogspot.com. So when you are facing situations like this, there are many ways you can solve it. You can try adding other characters here, like a number, or maybe hyphen or something, to see if it's gonna work. So I'll start with a hyphen. I'll try to put a hyphen between home and this and see if it's going to work. So it's checking, and again it's telling me the name home hyphen this is not available, so I cannot use it. Okay, this is just a test, so I can keep adding things and see what's going to work. So maybe I will just add the year here and see. Okay, now it's telling me this name is available, so I can register home taste 2023.blogspot.com. but maybe I found it a little too long, so maybe I can also remove this and leaving just 2, and we'll see what happens. That one is also available, so I can go ahead and keep it like that, or maybe I can even try removing the hyphen and leaving it simply like a home taste 2.blogspot, and see that one is also available. So as it's checking, you keep looking down here, and if it's available, it will tell you here. So yes, it's also telling me home taste 2.blogspot.com is available for me to register as the website address for my blog. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, and I'll go to next. Okay, now I need to put a display name, like the name that is going to show on my blog once people visit it. So I can just go ahead and keep the name, but this time I'll keep the original name, like a home taste. So when someone logs into my website or my blog, this is the name they're going to be seeing. Now I can go to finish. Perfect. So our blog has been created. Okay, again, this is another warning. I don't need it for now, so I'm gonna turn it off. So our blog has been created, as you can see, but right now there is no post, so everything is blank. Okay, but the configuration is set. So I do have a blog name, and I do have a URL for my blog. So if I go to view blog now, you're going to see the default theme that is on my blog. So I'm going to try that and we'll see. Perfect. So this is the default template that is available on Blogger. So when you set up your account, this is what you see first. So if you remember, this is the name of our blog, so it's called Home Taste, and if you look up here, you will see that's our URL. So I call the Home Taste 2.blogspot.com. so that's the address I can give to people, and they can type it in their web browsers and they can access our blog. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I mean, this is our blog. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm going to go to my note here, and then all these articles and and description I wrote here, I will copy it and then I will use it to populate this page here. Okay, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Okay, so I can close this for now. So the first thing we're gonna do, okay, allow me first to go back to my notes. So those are the steps we're going to be following, and if you can tell, we have already created that account. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to pick a theme, and then we're going to personalize it or customize it and put our field and touch to it. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go back to my design here. Okay, and this is our dashboard, so everything we'll be doing for our blog will start it from here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to go to theme or template here. Okay, and right now that's the default one you've seen. Okay, so I can go ahead and personalize it right away if I wish, or I can just browse again and see if there isn't anything else that will catch my eye, and then I can use it instead. Okay, so there are several templates here, and you can take any one and you can personalize it as you wish. Okay, and it's really about your own taste, so you take what and works best for your eyes. Okay, all right, but for this video I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, aqua theme. Okay, so I'm gonna click on it. All right, so that means I've picked it. You see, okay, so this is the theme I've picked, and I can choose to customize it. Okay, now that I picked it, the first thing I will do, I will go to apply. Okay, so I can go to preview so that you can have an idea what it looks like, but as I've already made up my mind, so I'm going to go to apply. So the theme has been applied. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the preview. So each time you make a change and you want to see what it looks like, you can go down here, you see view blocks, and you can look, preview it. So I can go to preview again. Okay, so you notice there have been some few changes. Okay, like the font style has changed. Okay, you remember when I first showed it to you, was different font style. Okay, and the background here has also changed. Okay, so that simply tells us that we have changed the theme, and we can go ahead and personalize the new one we picked. Okay, all right, I'm going to close it again. Okay, good. And now here I'm going to go to customized. Okay, and that will allow me to make changes from what we have here so that it can fit our needs. Okay, so I go to customize. Okay, the first thing we're going to change here will be the banner, like the background image. Okay, as you can see here, when there is this beach water banner here. Okay, so we're going to change it. We will change it with something that talks more about cooking, because we are making a cooking blog, right? So we're going to start with that. We're going to change the background image. To change it, simple. You see here, okay, those are my options, and what I do here will be reflected here. Okay, so if I go here, that's the same banner, so I can just remove it and leave it blank, or I can go to change image and pick a different one to replace, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, perfect. Here and there are several designs. You can look at it and pick any one you want. Okay, for instance, if I go to food and drinks, okay, as I'm making a blog for cooking, I can just pick a one here and use it to serve as my banner. Okay, so you can do that, and if you don't like this, then you can make your own design and call it in the blog, and that's what I prefer to do. So I'm going to upload my own picture. To do that, I'll just press the upload button here, and then as you can see, there is no picture called in yet, but I can go to select image, and those are the requirement I need to have. I need to the picture needs to be a JPEG or a GIF or PNG file, and it must not be over 3 MB. Okay, so those are the requirements you need, and the dimension, so it has to be 1800 by 1600 or greater. Okay, so if you can use a platform like a Canva or Photoshop and those kind of things to make yourself a background, which then you can call here. Okay, the important thing is that you try to stick with the dimension they have given here so that it fits best on your blog. That's it. All right, so I've already prepared some pictures. I'm just going to go to select image, then browse my computer till I get to the folder in which I have my file for this blog. It should be here. Okay, so I prepare the pictures with the required size here, so I'm going to enter that folder and then maybe change the icon so that I can best see. All right, any one of those pictures here have this dimension, so I can pick any one and use it as the background of my blog. Okay, I think I will take this one. Okay, and then I go to open. Perfect. So you see, now I have called in a picture, so this will be served as my background. So if I go to done, okay, you will see the picture is here now. Okay, perfect. And then this alignment. Okay, I can pick where the focus should be. Okay, and I can just, you can keep clicking till you find something that you like best, right? Okay, or in my case here, I think I'll just leave it on the default, like, okay, the top left corner. Okay, good. And next, I can also change the theme color. Okay, and here, as you can see, the default color is blue, right? It's an aqua theme, so I'm going to change it with something else that will reflect best what we are trying to do. So here I'm making a cooking website or a cooking blog, so I'm going to try to use a greener color here. So I'll just go to change color, and then I can pick a green color here, or any color really, but it will depend on you yourself. Okay, and if the color you're looking for is not in this list, no problem, you can go to the plus sign, and then you can yourself drag it till you get to something that you think may serve you. Or else, if you know the code of your color, you can just paste the code here, and that should be also fine. So I think I'm going to go ahead with this one. So I'm going to use this green color, and then I can go to save. Okay, so you see it has changed. Okay, so each time you make a change here, what you need to do is that after you make the modification, then you can come here, and then you can either press clear, and then clear and save changes to cancel what you've done, or press save so that the modification you are making are saved. Okay, so now I've changed the background, and I have also changed the color. I think it's about time that I go to save so that my modification will stick. Okay, perfect. Now we have our blog coming along, and there are several things here that you can also change. Okay, but I'm not going to waste too much time, but if it's your work, you can come and check and see what else is here that you can modify. Okay. Okay, for instance, here is the font size. You can change the font size using this, and this is the color transparency. Okay, you can modify and see what fits you best. Okay, this is a gadget. Okay, and the gadgets allowed you to add outside information to your blog, and the default gadget here in this theme will allow you to write like mini biography about yourself. Okay, you can choose to keep it or remove it. Okay, but before we even go, let me go back to the main page so that I can actually show you what it is, and before we come back here and show you also how you can customize it. So pay attention to this word you see, about me. Okay, so I'll show you where this thing shows on the website, and then you can decide whether you want to have it show there or you want to disable it. Okay, so if I go back to the main page here, and then I go to view blog. Okay, so those are the changes we have been making so far, right? Okay, if you look here, you see that there is home text and there is a view profile. Okay, so this is the gadget we are talking about. So I can choose to keep it here, and then it will be showing my information attached to my blog, which is fine, or I can choose to remove it. Okay, I'm going to leave this page open like this, and then we're going to go back, and then I'll show you how you can remove this section. Okay, and then later we can come back and then you can compare it yourself. So if I go back to the themes here, and then again I go to customize theme. And then I go to the gadget. Okay, so you see that's the option here, the show about me session. Okay, so I can just choose to disable it, you see, and then save my changes. And then if I go back, and then again I go to view. Okay, you see that that section is gone, right? And the picture look bigger. That's all. Okay, so this is the how we started, and this is what we got by disabling that gadget. Okay, again, you don't have to do it, but if you want, you can do it. So if I refresh this page, you will see that it will be updated. Okay, you see, perfect. So I'm going to close it, and okay, perfect. So we have opened an account, and we have also picked a theme and personalize it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my note here, and we'll see what comes next. Okay, so according to my note here, we're going to move on to how to create a page. Okay, to do that is simple. You may be asking what's the difference between pages and articles. Okay, it's simple. Pages are static. Okay, you use them usually for information that don't change, like your contact form, your about us section, like things that will always be on the website, and then people can go there to find out more about what you're doing. And then the articles, on the other hand, like the posts, like what you are sharing. So these are dynamic, so they're supposed to be updated often. So you create pages so that you can put your static information, and later you post articles to share the content of your blog. So that's pretty much the difference between the two. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how we can create the static pages on which we can put our about us information. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go back to my dashboard here. All right, and as you see here, from the dashboard, I just go to pages, you see, and then I click on pages. As you can tell, there is nothing here. We just started the website, so there is no page. Not a problem. So I'm going to go to new page. So this screen will allow me to create a new page for my blog. Okay, all right, so to do it simple, I have already prepared the document, so I'm just going to go back to my note here, and then I'm going to create a page which will be called discover the restaurant. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the title, and then this will be my description, like where to find the restaurant. Okay, like where we are located. So I composed the text yesterday, and I'm going to copy it like this. So I've copied the title and the content. Now I'm going to go back to my page section, and then under my page section here, under title, I go Windows V on my keyboard to call the clipboard, and then I'll first paste the title. Okay, so you see that's discover the restaurant. Okay, and then I again do the same thing, Windows V on my keyboard, call the clipboard, and this time I will paste the content. Okay, good. You see, as I'm pasting, you see here is also being saved. So this is done in the cloud, so everything I'm pasting here will be saved directly in the cloud. Okay, so now what I can do, I can go to preview so that I can have an idea of how this page is looking. So I go to preview. Okay, and I can preview on several devices. Okay, this is the default preview. So as you can see, that's my background here, and that is the blog page. Okay, and I can make a smartphone preview. This is how it will appear on someone looking at it from a smartphone, or I can also preview it with the tablet. So this is how my blog page will appear on a tablet, and again I can try it with the desktop. Okay, so this is how my work is looking so far, and if I like it, then I can close the preview. Okay, and then I can go to publish. But if, let's say, I needed to do something else, let's say I don't like this font, I can use those tools here to change it. Okay, what you see here is just like any word processing application tools. Okay, so you can use it to make the text bold, to make the text italic, to underline the text. Okay, to change the text color. Okay, to change the font size, and to change the font type. Okay, so in this video I'm going to try my best and use some of those tools here so that you can see how you can utilize it. But again, if you have ever worked with Microsoft Word, it's exactly the same concept. Okay, all right, so if you like what you see, then you can go to publish. Okay, there are other options here, you can click on them and see how you can you add them if you wish. Okay, do you want comments to be on this page? Okay, or you can choose yes or no by picking one of those ones here. Okay, so if you are okay with all of this, then you can go to publish, and by doing so you're going to make this page publicly available online. Okay, so I'm just going to go to publish and then confirm. Okay, perfect. So now you see that on the pages it shows that there is one page, and the page is called discover the restaurant, and from here you can revert and go to draft and change it again, or you can simply delete the page, or you can view it. Okay, as it's already online, you can view it from here. Okay, and those are just the stats of the page. So if I go to view, okay, you see it's showing me exactly the page that I have posted. Okay, so and if I go this way, you see that it takes me to the home page, like the index page. Okay, and now what you notice is that from the index page, normally there should have been a button here that if I click on it, it will take me to the second page that we have created, right? That's so called the navigation bar. Okay, but now you notice that when we were on page 2, there was a way to come back to page 1, but now that we are on page 1, there's no way to go to page 2. Okay, that's not a problem. That simply means we have not yet laid out the navigation. So I'm going to show you how we can go back to page setup and then lay the navigation. Okay, so I'm going to close this preview here. All right, so to do it from the dashboard, we're going to go down to layout. Okay, perfect. So when we click on layout, you see that there are several cards here. Okay, what you see here is what we call a widget. Okay, again, widgets allowed us to also call other stuff into our website. Okay, later I will explain more of those things to you, just so that we can move on. Just going to briefly touch bases here, that's all. So after you see here, you see there is a search and a header, and then a page list and ads, and page body. So basically those are all the elements that are on the website so far. Okay, and if you notice that, if you look at it closely, you see that at some places there is an eye, and some the eye is open, and some places the eye is closed. Okay, so where the eye is open, it means that function is actually physically available on the website and you can utilize it, and where the is closed, it means it has been deactivated, and if you need it, you can activate it. Okay, all right. So here what we're going to do, we're going to go back to page list. You see here it's called page list on top. So basically it's telling us that on top of our web blog, we can have pages, so we can list different pages we are creating, and you can click on it to access the page. So basically it's what we call the navigation bar. Okay, so I'm going to have it open, so I can just go to click on the pencil here to edit. And then tell him to show the widget, so to make the widget available on the website. So I'll go to show this widget, and then I can give it a title if I wish. I can call it here navigation, or I can just leave it blank. Okay, and right now so far, as you see here, there is one page that is pretty much added to the navigation, like the default page, which is also the index page or the home page. So which if you tap this address, it will take you directly to that page. Okay, but if you notice, we have already also created a second page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell him that that second page we have created is also a part of this website, so he can add it here, and from this page I can click on the link and access the second one. Okay, so to do it simple, you see here, I just go to add new item, and then here I can type the page name, but because I've already created the page, all I need to do is just click on it, and then it will show up, and then I can pick it. So you see home, that's the index, that's the main page, that's the one we created by default, and this one is discover the restaurant, that's the second page we created. So I'm going to click on it, and then as I'm clicking on it, the link or the URL of the page also will show down here. So if I go ahead and do save, it's going to be added to the navigation bar. So from the index page, I will see this word like discover the restaurant, and if I click on it, then this link will open. Okay, that's pretty much how you can create a link on a website. Okay, all right, so I'll go to save. Now you see here there are two pages. If you go to page list, you see the home, or again the index, and then you see the discover the restaurant, which is the page that we have created to talk about the restaurant. You see, and you can create as many as you wish. Okay, all right, and this illustrates what I'm trying to tell you here. You see, so those will be the tabs. Okay, all right, and if you like it, then you go to save. Okay, and then you can also go down here to save, to validate your work. Okay, perfect. So later we can come back, and what else we need to show, we can activate it or deactivate it as we move on. Okay, all right, but for now what we're going to do, we're going to go back to the preview so that we can see what our site looks like. Perfect. So this is our site again, and as you can see, the home text, like the name of our blog, and then the home means like the index, like the main page. You see, as I click on it, nothing happens. It means I'm already on that page. So that's it, I'm on the main page. So if I click on it again, nothing will happen, right? But on the other hand, if I click on discover the restaurant, then it's going to take me to the next page. Okay, so if I go to discover the restaurant, voila, so now it's showing me this other page. So this is just the navigation bar I've been talking to you about. So you can have as many tabs as you want, and all you need to do is click on one and the page will be open. Okay, all right, so I can go back to home, and I can close the preview. Okay, and we are back to our dashboard. Okay, all right, now I'm going to go back to my notes so that we can see what we will do next. Opening my note here and going to my steps here. So far we have created the account, we have personalized or customized our theme, and we have created a page, and we have linked the page to our blog. So what we're going to do, we're going to move on and start creating articles and publishing them. It's just simple as that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to first copy the article I've made here for example. So the first article, I called it why you should try yam and palava sauce. Okay, so I'm going to copy the title, and then I'm going to copy the content. Okay, I think that's it. Finish here. So Control C on my keyboard to copy. All right, and then I'm going to go back to my dashboard here, and then from my dashboard this time I'm going to go to posts. And as you can see, there is no post. Okay, but that's not a problem, because the whole point of setting up this blog is so that we can publish posts. So now it means we have finished setting it up. We can go ahead and make our first post. Okay, so to create our first post is simple. From the dashboard here, and under the, while we are still in the post tab, we're going to click on new post. So as you can see, the screen looks exactly like the page screen. Okay, so like I was explaining to you, the difference between page and art and post is just tells you like how they're going to be appearing after you've done work, but while you're creating them, it's pretty much the same process. Okay, all right, so first I'm going to paste the title of my my post here. So using my keyboard, I'm going to go to Windows V to call my clipboard, and then I can select the title. I think I call it here why you should try yam and palava sauce today. Okay, so that's the title of my blog post. Now in the content section, I'll do the same thing, Windows V to call in my clipboard, and then I'll paste the content. Okay, so that's it. This is my article. Okay, and I'm going to also do the preview quickly so that you can see how it's appearing so far. Okay, so this is my my blog post. Okay, it looks fine, right? But I mean, I'm trying to create a blog that will attract people so that they can click on it and see, right? So I'm going to go back and maybe insert some pictures, format it down here, and make it look nicer. Okay, so I'm going to close the preview here, and then what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to maybe start with the here. So I'm going to select the okay, so this is supposed to be a list, right? All right, I can just go here. You see there is a full menu here, but because I've increased my zoom so that you can see, so you see that those buttons are not showing. But if you go on the 3 button here, the rest of the menu will show at the bottom. Okay, so I can use this. All right, you see, maybe I can then remove her. So basically you can format your document as you want, really. All you need to do is call in the menu here and then look for what you want and put it on. Okay, so perfect. I don't need this one. Okay, so what I can do here, I'm going to add a picture. Okay, a picture of palava, yam and palava, so that people can at least know what the product is. Okay, so to do it simple, I just place my cursor where I want to call the picture in, and then go again from my menu, I go to insert image, and then there are several places I can call a picture from. I can do it from a Google Photo, or if I already have my database on a Blogger, I can call it from there. Or if I have it online in other resources, I can call it using a URL, or I can do it the old-fashioned way by simply uploading it from my computer. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'm just going to go to my computer, browse my computer, find a picture that would fit in with my blog, and then call it in here. So I go to upload from my computer. Okay, and this is also very simple, just like how you upload pictures on your Facebook and whatnot. So all you need to do is go to choose file, then browse your computer till you get to the page or the picture, and then you call it in. So if I go back to my main image folder here, and then I can also change the view here so that I can actually see the picture I want to call. And I think we're talking about Palava, so I've also created a folder here called Palava, and then there are like several pictures in there. Again, I can change the size so that I can see better. Okay, this is your work, so take your time. There's really no rush, and do your pictures to look the best way they can, and then you can upload them there. Okay, so I can use any of those pictures here. Maybe I'll start with this one. Okay, and then I go to upload or open. Okay, now that I have uploaded the picture to my blogger, I can just select it again, and then I'll click on it again, and then go to select to call it in my work. Perfect. So the picture has now been uploaded, and you can see here, this is the picture, the control for my photo here, and I can go here and decide which size I want to have my picture to be like. I can use the small, and you see it's became very small, or I can do medium, or I can do a large size, or I can even do extra large. It all depends on how you want your picture to appear with the position of your text. Okay, so as you have it like that, you can always go to preview to visualize your work. Okay, so this is how my work is appearing so far. I'm gonna go to desktop view here. You see, okay, so this is my first article, and I call it why you should try yam and palava sauce today. Okay, and I wrote the article. I put a bullet to illustrate the main advantages of the dish, and I'll have my text here. I mean, it's really your call. You just need to think like the person reading it. What do you want them to know? Like, what are the main points on your article? And then you write all of that well, and then make sure to highlight them. That is it. Okay, all right, so this is how my first article appear. So if I'm happy, I can close the preview. Okay, and then maybe I can add something else if I want. Let's say I wanted to add another picture. Maybe after this listing of all the benefit of this dish, I feel like I should maybe add a picture to illustrate my content. No problem. I can again go to same procedure, and then go to like menu, then go to insert picture, and then again upload, or go to folder where you have it, browse my computer. Okay, and then I can use another picture, right? Okay, so it all depends on what you want to have. Okay, so I'm not gonna like waste too much time on it. So let's say I take this other picture here. I can go to upload it, and again I click on it, select, and you see it's again right in the middle. And then I can also decide what size I want it to have. This time I think I'll keep it on medium. Okay, and then I can also preview it. So each time you add a new element, it's always a good idea to preview it so that you can have an idea of how it is appearing on your document. Okay, so it looks is right in the middle, but maybe I want it to be on either left or right. So I can also try that and see. Okay, all right, so if I go back to the control, I click on it to call the control, then I can go to, so I can play with the alignment here and see. Maybe I can align it to the left and see. Okay, you see that it popped up, and then the text is merging with it. So I can again preview it. Okay, I think if as I'm writing, maybe I'll prefer to have the pictures layout this way, so I'll keep it like that. All right, okay, then I can close it, and maybe I will do a last one, and that one will be at the bottom here. Okay, so same procedure. I'll click where I want the picture to be, and then I use the menu. I go to insert, then browse my computer. Okay, and then I can maybe use this one. Open. Select. And I can leave this one also on medium size and let it also centered. Okay, all right, now if I finish editing it like that and everything is fine to me, then again I can go to publish and make it available on the blog. So I go to publish. Okay, so as you can see here, it's now telling me my blog has one post, okay, or one article, and that's the title. Okay, so this is fine. And if I go to view blog now, you'll see that as this is an article, I don't need to add another link. It will automatically place itself on the blog page. Okay, so I'll go to view blog. Okay, perfect. So this is my my first blog post, and as you see, it took the main page, so it's sitting right at the beginning, and the next blog I'm going to make will come on top, and this one will go down. Okay, so that's pretty much how you can set up your blog. Okay, and you can do as many articles as you want. Okay, all right, so I can stop here, or I can do more example, but I prefer to do 2 more examples so that you can see each time you make a new blog post what happened on your screen. Okay, so this is just a perfect first example for you to look at, and this is how you can create your blog post and upload it onto your site. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to close this preview. Okay, so we have made our first blog post. We're going to go ahead and do the second one. Okay, so to do it, let me go back to my note here again, and then scroll down to my second blog post. So my second blog post here, I called it how to cook banku and tilapia, a delicious and healthy Ghanaian dish. So I'm just going to copy the title like this, and then go ahead and copy the blog post. Copy, perfect. And then I go back to my dashboard, and as I'm still in the blog, as I'm still in the post section of the dashboard, I'll go to new post. Okay, and then same procedure, I will paste my title in the title area here. So how to cook banku and tilapia, a delicious and healthy Ghanaian dish. I'll paste it like that, and then I'll go ahead and also paste my the content of my blog. Okay, so this one. Okay, perfect. So this one will require few editing. First, let me preview it so that you can see the whole thing. Okay, so that is this is I'll even go to desktop preview here. So this is my blog. Okay, you see it's long, not formatted, nothing special, doesn't look good. So before we move on, I'm going to show you how you can quickly touch it and make some few changes so that it appeals best to the eye of the reader. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and the first thing we'll do, you see, I will use those as title. Okay, so that's my ingredient list of ingredients. Okay, so this is going to be a title. So to do that, I'm going to just remove my buttons, my stars I put to indicate. So now I select it like that, and then using the format bar here, formatting bar here, I can just go here and then indicate to it to look at it as a heading. Okay, so this will become a heading. Okay, and then this one, this is the first heading, and I made a list of some ingredients here, so I can just go there and then copy the list again like this. and then using again the menu here, I'm going to tell him to make it as a bullet list. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, you know, if you have ever used a Word document, I mean, it's the same thing. All you need to do is just place your text and then use the menu bar here to format it to the best way you can, and you got your blog. That's it. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Say title, okay, and then those are also a list. So I'm gonna select it. I went too far. And then I'll do the same thing, make it again bullet list. And then this is another title. So I could have done this in advance in Word and copy and paste, but I left it to do it here so that you can have an idea how easy it is to format text within your blog. You don't need to be a big programmer or coder to do this kind of things. This is designed for, you know, people with absolutely zero technical background. Okay, if you can write a Word document, you can set up a blog and post anything you want on it. Okay, so again, I change this into heading. Okay. So those are a list of ingredients. As you can see, I just quickly put them with the bullet, but you know, this is the steps. So well, I had them bullet, but I can change it quickly and have it as they are steps. Okay, I may have done it with the bullet, but I'll just change it into numbers so that, you know, it's easy to follow. Okay, so, you know, steps, numbers. Okay, and so same thing here. All right, I can just go ahead and copy like this and then update it. Okay, all right, so if you do something and you notice that, you know, you can do it with a different tool better, no problem. You can either use the undo button here and redo button, or just, you know, select it and change the menu. That's it. All right, so this is my blog, and I can go to preview. All right, so this is what I put so far. You see, ingredient. So those are my bullet list. Okay, and then bullet list. Okay, so this is steps, and I can go back and change this also into numbering, like this one, so that the steps are in numbering and then the ingredient are in a bullet. Okay, all right, so I can close this. So you do it, you check the preview, you see what is fine, you keep it, and where you can there is a need to change anything, then you can just go back and quickly change it. Okay, so I'm going to put this back into numbers. Perfect. All right, okay, so I've formatted my text again. Like I said, I could have done this earlier, but I prefer to do it during the video so that you can see that you can just come up here and apply any of those menu to your text. It's just simple as that. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe put a few more pictures here, and again, to make the document look nicer. So to do it, again, I select where I want to put my picture, like here, and then using the menu here, I can just go to upload, browse. Okay, and as is for the tilapia, I just go to and then I have a full list of tilapia stuff here, and I can pick any one and utilize it. Okay, maybe if I try this, then I go to open, select. Perfect. And same thing, I can choose what size I want to have it. Maybe I'll do it extra large so that it takes the whole page. Okay, I can preview it, or I can just add few more pictures and then preview the whole thing at the end, right? Okay, so maybe when I finish listing the ingredients, before I move in with the steps, I can add another picture. So again, same thing, I go to boom, I select the place I want to put it, and then I go to insert image, and then I can go to upload, browse, and maybe take another one. Okay, it can be either one really. Maybe I'll try this one this time. You see, and then this one I'm going to leave it in the middle, but I will also keep the size on the medium. Okay, and if I want, I can put a third one. Okay, at the end, let's say we have finished cooking and our thing is ready, so I can just go ahead here and put another dish. Maybe this one, and then open, select, and maybe I can put it at the right of the screen. You see, perfect. Okay, now I can preview it, so that if there is any modification I need to do, I do it before I publish it. That's it. Okay, so this is my second article. You see banku and tilapia, and my list of ingredients, and then the steps to make banku, the steps to make tilapia, and then the steps to make the pepper sauce, and this is my final dish. Voila, you see, perfect. So I'm gonna close this, and then I think I'm okay with what I see here, so I'm just gonna go to publish, and then go to confirm. Okay, so now you see we have our two articles here. So if I go down to view blog, so this is our second article. Okay, and as you can see, it became the first one on the screen. Okay, because like I said, they're going to be on chronological order, but it's like reverse chronological order, so the latest post you make will be on top. Okay, so this is the latest post I made, how to cook banku and tilapia, a delicious and healthy Ghanaian dish, you see. And then this is the first post I made, which is why you should try yam and palava sauce today. So you see that those pages are dynamic. So as I put this one, it pushed this into second, and it even reduced the picture size. Now the picture is just like a thumbnail. Okay, but by clicking on read more, you will see that it will open on its own, and it will take the top section of the page, and you can read the whole thing. If you finish, you can go back to each time you go to the main page or like the index page, you're going to always be seeing the very last blog post. Okay, perfect. So I know this video is getting long, but you know, I prefer to take my time and explain things to you as simply as possible, so that you can better understand. So if you don't mind, I'm going to do one last example on how to create a blog post, so that you can have those three, and then you can see exactly what happened each time you post a new blog post. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to go back to my note here. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and copy my last post here, so which is jollof rice, the ultimate comfort food for any occasion. So I'm gonna use Control C on my keyboard to copy, and then I will select the rest of the I'll start from here. I'll select the rest of the post. Okay, I'll copy. And then here again, being on the post section, we're going to go to new post, and then I'm going to go to title, and I'm going to paste my title, and then I'm going to paste the blog post itself. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead quickly and insert some pictures again to keep my design. Okay, and now make it large. You can even make it extra large. And I can put another picture. Maybe I'll put one right here and then the other one at the end, so I can go here, same thing. And then I can maybe send this one, keep it on medium, but I will rather send it to the right of the screen, align right. And then I'll put one at the end here, same thing. Picture. You can also put videos if you wish. It doesn't have to be only pictures. Okay, and I could put it on the left if I wish, or I can just leave it like that. Okay, so that's my third article. But again, let's say you have a social media or a YouTube channel, or you want to send people somewhere from your blog. Okay, that's not a problem. So once you create something like that, you can also insert a link. Okay, and the link, by clicking on it, will take you somewhere. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly try to show you an example on how you can include a link in your blog post. Okay, so for instance, you see this sentence here: jollof rice is more than just a dish, it's culture. Okay, so let's say I want to show people how they, African or West African feel about their jollof. Okay, so maybe there is a video on YouTube that talks about it, so I can just put a link under this sentence, and if you click on it, it will take you there. I think I have a link here. I can just use it. For example, you'll see, but first I'm gonna, you see, this is a YouTube video link. So if I copy like this, open my web browser, and then place it like this. Okay, I'm not going to play the video for copyright issues, but I'm just using it to show you how easily it is to include a link in your blog. Okay, so let's say this is a jollof rice, right? So I'm going to make a link, and then I'm going to send people to watch this video if they appreciate jollof rice, right? So I have already copied the link. I'm going to minimize this. Okay, and then you see this sentence. I want people that each time they read this and they can click on it, it will take them to where that video is. So as I selected it like this, then I can go to options here, and then I'll go to link, like insert a link. I click on it, and then I can paste my URL here. Okay, and then I can indicate that I want it to open it in a new page. Okay, so I click on it here. Okay, and then I go to apply. Okay, so you see that now the text has changed color, and when I'm done, you see that this page, this will become a clickable. Okay, so with this added, and it looks like everything is fine here, then I can just go ahead and publish, and then go to confirm. So that's our third, this is our third article, and we've done all three of them now. So if I go to view blog, okay, so this is our third article. This is our third article. This is the one before, and this is the first one. Okay, so if I click on the third one, like read more, you see that it has open, and there is more the first picture, the second picture, the third picture, and you see here jollof rice is more than just a dish, it's a culture, you see. So this is clickable. So if I click on it now, you will see that it will open the same YouTube video I showed you earlier. So I can try and you'll see. You see, as I indicated, I told him to open it in a new page, so he went ahead and opened it in a new page. That's it. All right, I can go ahead and close it. I don't need it. Okay, perfect. So this is how you can include a link, and there are so many other things you can do with your blog, but again, this is just a video demonstration, and I'm not gonna spend the whole day on it. But I do offer courses online on Udemy. So if you look us up there on Udemy, we made the courses explaining all of this more in detail and with an assignment on it. But as far as this video is concerned, I think this is what I can share with you today on how you can, within an hour or so, create yourself a blog and update it and put anything you want on it. Okay, all right. So if I go back to the main page here, okay, so we are on the main page, you see, and all I could have made the 10 posts, they were all gonna be here. Okay, so I can close this now. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to my note and I'll see what we can do next. Okay, so those are the steps we've been following so far. We have created the account, we have picked a theme and customized it, and we've set up a page, and we have just finished publishing 3 articles. That's perfect. So the last thing we're going to do here to finish this video, I'm going to show you how we can do the configuration of our site and have it ready for people to visit online. Okay, so I'm going to reduce this. Okay, perfect. All right, so with that said, it seems like everything we wanted to do has been done, and you can see that is on here. So I'm going to quickly go over the rest of this tab, talk to you briefly about it, and then put a special focus on settings tab here. Okay, all right, so I showed you that you go to post to create a new post, and you go to page to create a new page, right? So if you go to stats here, that's where you'll be seeing how many times people have visited your blog, what are the if they have left any comments, so you see, people can unsubscribe to your blogs. And right now I don't have any followers, but if I had finished and published it, this is where I can come and check and see how many people are following my blog. Okay, so this tells me how many times my blog has been seen. Okay, so you see here it's 14 times. Okay, this doesn't necessarily mean 14 people have gone to my website, but it just means that I have opened it in a web browser 14 times. Okay, so this is how you can, where you can come and check the stats of your website. Okay, and this is a comment section. So here, this is where you will see all the comments. Let's say someone has commented on your blog, you can come here, you can approve it and reject it based on the settings you have done. But as we're still working, we don't have any comments here yet. Okay, and the earnings. Okay, one of the advantage of having a blog is that you can turn it into a money-making machine. Really, it's a good way to generate passive income. So if you have a blog, let's say you are famous, okay, or people listen to you, let's say that, and then you get like 1,000 of views per day. Okay, you can open an account with Google AdSense, and then Google will post their advertisement on your blog, and when people visit your blog and click on it, you get paid. It's not a lot of money to start, but as you keep doing it and you're getting more visitors, it may add up to something. Okay, I've been doing it for quite some time now, and I can really say that it has changed my life, but I also know that a lot of people have done it and they've got a lot out of it. Okay, so I'm just explaining it to you that it is there, and you can go ahead and you can try. If you have a blog and you want to set up AdSense and you're having difficulties, you can also reach out and I will see how I can assist you in the process. Okay, all right, and again I told you that under the page tab, that's where you create static pages, and to post things like about us, or contact form, basically things that don't change often. So you can use the tab the page tab here to do it. And I talked to you about the layout. The layout is where you go to make things either visible or non-visible on your site. For instance, here you see the search, the blog search. Let me first open the blog in a preview, and then I will make few changes in the layout, and then you can look at it here. For instance, you see this is the search bar they're talking about, and I can use this to search things in my blog, which is a very good tool. But maybe you don't want to have it there, no problem. So on the layout here, you see you can just go here, and you can go to edit or click on the pencil here, and then you can tell him to disable it, and then go save, and then again go save. And if I go here now, you see that's the blog, it was here, right? But if I refresh my screen, you see that it has been removed. You see, so those are the things. If whatever you don't want to be shown on your page, you can just go there and disable it. Okay, let's say the report abuse. Okay, but you can keep it there if something, for Israeli, for Google, if you ask me. But if you don't want to have it shown there, I will show you where that one is. You see here, report abuse. So if you leave it like this, someone can click here, and then they can leave a message there if they notice something. Okay, but you can also choose to remove it. So to do it, you can just go here, and then you see, you go to edit here, and then you can switch it off, save, and then if you go here now and you refresh it, you see that it's gone. Okay, this is the archive. So as you're putting your articles, they will be arranged here in archive. I like it because it's a good way to organize your pages and access them as you need. But if you don't want to have it here, no problem, same thing. So from the layout, you can tell him, you see blog archive, you can tell him to disable it. Okay, you see, for instance, you see that's the side bar, right? So the bottom side bar is like down here. So maybe it's not necessarily like you don't want it, but you just don't want to have it here. You rather have it somewhere else on the page. So you can also do the same thing here. So instead of switching it off, let's say blog archive. So instead of switching it off, you can drag it and then place it somewhere else. For instance, I'd rather it is in my footer, like in my footer, like at the end of my page, instead of taking that huge space there. So no problem. From here, I can instead of switching it off, I can just drag it, not there. Or I can quickly reduce the zoom so that I can drag it best. So that's still here. So you see blog archive, so I can just drag it and then put it, you see, down here in the footer. Okay, you see, and then I can go back, and so yeah, as the zoom is down, I can also check and see if anything else I can do it. Okay. So you see sidebar, same thing, label. I can choose to keep them there, or maybe I do like labels, they are like tags, right? But I want it to be elsewhere, not there. So I can just drag it to where I want it to be. Right now I have it on body page, but I don't necessarily want to have it there. I think I prefer to have it in the footer too, so I can leave it here. So the label and the archive are both in the footer section, you see. All right, now I can go back and increase my zoom so that you guys can see best. I think this is fine, maybe even one. Good. All right, so basically, I switch something off, and then I have just moved other things around. Okay, again, it's all about appearing to your eyes, how it appears to you. Okay, so if you save it like this, it's saving. Okay, and if I go back, and then you see that those are the kind of things I moved. Okay, you see here, this is the archive, right? and then I moved it. So you see that if I refresh it, it will no longer be there, but it will be somewhere down here by the footer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh this. You see that it's no longer there, but if I go down, you see it's here, archive. Then you can see here. Okay, so it's all depend on what your eyes like. Okay, so you can just change it anytime. Okay, and again, this is the zoom. I like to keep my zoom on the big so that you guys can see more, but you can also play with the zoom and you see. Okay, and the zoom, that's really not much you can do about it on your end, because it's like the person looking at it and then how your computer is. See? Okay, so that's it. You can just play with those things and see how it appears to you. Okay, so this is pretty much how you can customize and play around with your blog. Okay, so it's the menu here, and then you can have it hidden because there's nothing else here, right? So you see that aesthetically this design looks better because it looks cleaner. Okay, and you can do it with yourself. You don't really need a big computer guy to help you set up a blog. Okay, I'm only doing this so that you guys can understand that it's super simple and anybody can do. That's all. All right, great. So I'm finished with this and I saved it. So if you want something to appear or not to appear on your page, this is where you can come and edit it. You know, it's under layout. So they are called widget. So you can choose to have your widget display, not only display, but where on your page do you want to have it displayed. Okay, so that's what you can do from here. And then you can, well, again, this is theme. So this is, if one day you are tired of the layout of your website, you can come back here and pick another one. You may be required to make few changes here and there, but basically your content will not change. Okay, it's just the layout that will be different, but the content you have will always be there. So feel free to play around anytime with the theme and see, you know, just spicing up your website, right? Okay, all right, and then now we'll go to settings, and that's where most of the work will be done once you finish your website like this. Okay, so if under the basic tab here, if you remember, that's the name we've given to our website. It's called home taste. Okay, and this session is the blog description. This is very important because you can put a small description there, and then that text will actually show on the website. So when someone log in it the first day, they will look at it. Let me show you where I mean. So let's say you are on your blog like this. Okay, you are on your index page. You see over here, it only shows the name of our blog, right? So you can put a small description and the settings there, and then that description will be here. Okay, so look at it like a call out. Look at it like if someone is on your site, what do you expect them to know about you? Okay, so you can make that brief description here, and then paste it here, and then it will show. So I can just go ahead and do something like that for the example. So for instance, here I don't know if it will fit, but I can try and see. My first sentence here, I think I call it if you are looking for a place to enjoy the delights of African cuisine, look no further than the restaurant home taste. Okay, so I'm going to copy this sentence. I think it's a good sentence to introduce my blog, so I'm going to copy it. Okay, and then here under description, I'm going to paste it. You see, I have a lot of space. I can even add more if I want, but I think this is just fine to show you. And then I go to save. And then if I go to my preview page here, and then you see I have not refreshed it, so there's nothing here. But if I refresh my page, you see that the sentence that I placed is showing here. You see, if you're looking for a place to enjoy the delights of African cuisine, look no further than the restaurant home taste. You see, so that is attractive, is appealing. Someone coming to your site the very first time, see those nice pictures, and then welcoming message like this will make them feel like they should stick around and see what else is on. Okay, so those are the little things you need to be playing on and hopefully get viewers on your blog. That's all. Okay, so this is how you can put the description on your blog, and here you can define the language of your blog, right? So by default, in my case here is in English, but let's say you want your blog to be in a different language. You can just come here and scroll down and find the language you want, and then you pick it. So your blog language will by default become to the change into the language. Here is adult content. Do you want to show a warning onto your blog that this content is only reserved for older readers or no? If it's a cooking blog like this, I think it's for all age, so there's absolutely no reason to do it. But if you're doing something that is like adult oriented, then you have to come here and declare that so that it doesn't go to the general public. Okay. Another thing here important that I want to share with you before we go is fav icon. Fav icon is this button, this logo or picture thing that you see on every website on top here in your browser tab here. Okay, so this picture here is an example of fav icon. If you use Blogger to make a website and you don't upload your own fav icon, you will always have the Blogger one here, okay, which is fine. But again, it's like giving credit to Blogger that you're using their service, but it doesn't really look professional. So you can just design your own fav icon and then call it so that it will be showing here. Okay, I've made an example. Let me quickly upload it and we'll see. So you click on fav icon like this, and then they are a bit strict on it, so it has to be less than 100 KB. So you have to browse. If you have one, you can browse. You go to it. I think I have one here. Okay, yeah, this one. So I created this one, so I'm going to try that and we'll see. So I pick it and go. So you see, if I approved it, okay, and it may not work right away, but if I open a new browser and place it, you will see that this tiny picture thing that I put will now be on top of my blog here. Okay, so let's upload it and see. Okay, all right, no problem. Now it's been uploaded, so I can just go here and maybe refresh it and see. Okay, it hasn't changed, but like I'm saying, that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't work. But I can copy the link and then open it in a different browser, like a browser that doesn't have my cookies in it, and then place it there and see if it worked. Yes, you see, it's working. You see. All right, another browser, it may not work right away because it's still keeping the old picture that was cached there. So but if after a while it will also change elsewhere. But this is the picture I'm talking about. Okay, so always remember to make something like that. It should be really tiny, and you can use some software online. If you just Google fav icon maker, you will find one, and then you upload a picture, and then it will define the sizes, and you can download it, and then you can upload it back here, and it should work fine. Okay, so this is how you can do it. All right, I'm gonna close this. Okay, good. All right, so we talk about fav icon. This is how you can upload one. Okay, do you want to make your website visible for search engine? This is very important, right? Because you want people to be able to search for you and find you online, so you have to make sure that you keep it open here. All right, and then here is the publishing. Okay, this is like as you are completely ready and you want to be able to share your website. So as you may have noticed, I copied this link earlier and posted it in another browser, and I was able to access my blog. So basically, this is your blog website. Okay, so you can give it to anybody, and they can just enter in any browser, and they will access your blog. Okay, so as you are using Blogger, like by default, you get this subdomain. A subdomain is a website address that is attached to another website. Okay, so here the main website is blogspot.com, and you have created yourself a name. Like in our case here, it was hometaste2.com. blogspot.com. So that becomes our website address, and it is technically a subdomain, okay, but it's just fine if you're doing something for yourself and you just want to have a web presence and people know that you exist, so you can put it like that. On the other hand, if you are like a company, or if you want to have something even more professional, then you can use what we call the custom domain. A custom domain is like you buy your own domain. You can register a domain online for like $10 or maybe $20 at most, and then you can link that domain to your blog. And so someone type that domain name, then the blog will come. Okay, for instance, you can register a name like hometaste.com, and you can then link www.hometaste.com to this blog. So if someone type in www.hometaste.com, then it will take them to this blog, okay, and you don't then need to use the subdomain, okay. And to get a custom domain is simple. If you click here, you can just type in the name that you want, and if you have it, it will be added and directly, okay. If you don't have a domain, you can also buy one, okay, and you can buy a domain from Google. If you go to Google domain, you can buy one there, and as this is also a Google service, we'll link it for you right away. If you already have the domain from a third party, no problem, you can also point that domain to this page, okay. So those are the kind of things I can help you with. So if you're watching this video and you like what I'm saying and you want to be able to have your own domain attached to your blog, then you can call me and I'll see how I can assist you in the process, okay. But if you don't want to spend any money at all and you just want to have a free blog, then you can go ahead and do it with a subdomain, and it should work just fine, okay. So this is also important, so you have to always make sure that you redirect every request to HTTPS, okay. So this is just mean hypertext transfer protocol secure. So this is what inform visitors that the connection between their web browser and your website is secure. So by default, this is all handled by Google, so you really don't need to worry about it. Just leave it like that, and it will be done automatically, unless you have your own settings elsewhere and you like to transfer them here. Then you can play around and change them if you want, okay. All right, and here you can permission. You can invite other people to work with you on the blog if you wish. Let's say you have co-workers and maybe you don't have time to do all the editing all the time, then you can add them here as invite them to add them as authors, and then they will be helping you with their publishing and moderating comment, okay. And here is the maximum number of posts that will be showed on the main page, okay. So let me go back there and you see more, okay. You see here we made 3 posts, okay, and all 3 of them are here, okay. So that's what we're talking about. By default, it's been set to 7, okay. So you can have 7 posts that will show there, okay. That doesn't mean if you make 10 posts, the other 3 will not exist. No, they will be on your blog, but except that they will not be showing on the main page. That is pretty much it. So but this number here can be changed, okay. For instance, if I change it into 2, okay, and then I go to save. So this is what we did, and the 3 we made are all showing here. Now I change it into 2. So if I refresh this page, you will see that 1 will go and we'll be left with the 2 most recent. So the old one will be gone, okay. You see, those are the only 2 pages available, okay. And 2 is too small and 3 is also small, so I can go back and then leave it on the default, which is the 7. And if I save it now and I go back and then I refresh it again, you will see that the 3rd post will also come. And if they were 4, 5, 6, then they will also have been listed here, okay. So those things are really simple to do, but you just have to touch it yourself and see how it works, okay. So in these videos I can take my time and explain and make things so easy, but if you yourself you don't take the initiative to try, you may still not be able to do it. So I really encourage you to come, take your time, and try those things and see how you can best utilize them in your online digital life. Okay, so those are the comments. Okay, and you can choose to have them displayed, or you can choose to moderate them before posting. All of that can be done here. Okay, and there are several other settings here, like a time zone, so you can come and change them if you want. And this is a meta tags. Okay, they are important, okay, because the search engine use those settings to locate you, okay, when they are searching for you. So you can go here and then add the description for search engine. Okay, so when the search engine is looking, then that's where they can use. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep the same sentence I made. I'm just making a demonstration video, so everything I'm writing here may not be the best information, but I'm trusting that you watching it understand what I mean, and then you can use the proper information on your end so that you can get a better result. Okay, all right. Okay, so what you understand, you do it, and the rest is okay. You can leave it on default, because this kind of system are really designed for novices. They are designed for people who have absolutely no understanding on design or web development. All you need to do is to get your ideas as clearly as possible, and then find the right pictures to go along, and just sit down, and within a few hours you should be able to have yourself a great looking web page. Okay, so I think that's what I can touch today, but the blog is here, so I'm going to make sure to leave the address of this blog we've created in the description of this video, and as you're watching it, you can also open it and see how you can create something like that. We are at the end of our video today, and I hope that I was able to take you to blogger.com and show you how to create your own blog. You'll find this useful. If that's the case, please share this video with your colleague, and if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Once again, I say thank you and see you next time.